Hi, this is our presentation on the Checkpoint 1 group presentation. The following is presented to you by Bailey Zink, Lindy Harris, and Christy Cropper. So our lesson plan, it comes from a second grade class, and we have decided to integrate our lesson plan with a science lesson. So we have standards from both the science standards and also from the English language arts standards. So the children will be able to make observations of plants and animals to compare the diversity of life in different habitats. They'll also participate in a shared research and writing project, and then they'll be able to recall information from experiences or gather information from provided sources. So the students will be able to plan and conduct an investigation collaboratively to produce data to serve as a basis for evidence to answer a question. They'll also be able to make an observation to collect data, and they'll be able to fill out a graphic organizer using complete sentences. So to start with, this is a concluding activity that we're having with our students after we have spent considerable amount of time learning about different types of habitats. So at this point, what we want the kids to do is we're going to have them in the end write a research paper based on the information that they've learned and collected. So to start this lesson, what we would do is refresh the kids' memories by showing them slides of different animals and plants from different habitats. And then we will do a 1, 2, 3 think, pair, share. So what we want is for them to think about their favorite habitat and the animals and plants that live there. Where do you find this habitat? What does it look like? And then we're going to have them share with their table groups, and then we're going to have a whole class discussion. And we think that this engagement will be good for students because it will help them to choose something that's personal to them within the context of the standards. They'll be able to think of their favorite plants and animals and personally relate something they liked about the habitat. So then the teacher is going to pass out a graphic organizer to each student. Together with the class, the teacher will first model the first example, and then the students will follow along. So first, the teacher will model saying an animal and a plant, and then the students will fill in the next section with the teacher, and then the teacher will have them do their own. And then the students will look at their notes and the different things that they've learned. And then the teacher is going to pass out a new graphic organizer to the students. And they're going to pick one of their habitats and they're going to write about it as they fill out the different organizer. And they're going to combine research that they found to write their research paper. And we want to make sure that they're doing this with complete sentences and that they're thinking about the information that they've gathered previously and sharing that information in their paper eventually. So the different differentiations that we've thought of for this, we went ahead and looked at all 6 students. So the student with ADHD, we decided that there will be no direct instruction for more than 5 minutes at a time. If a student is struggling to stay in their spot, he will be provided, or she, sorry, will be provided with fidgets, alternative seating, and quick brain breaks throughout the lesson. The student with visual impairments will create an enlarged version of the graphic organizer, and for the presentation of the images, we will describe them by both the teacher and other students. The students with the hearing impairment, an interpreter will be brought in and utilized throughout the lesson. Depending on level of hearing loss, a speaker system can also be used as well. With the student with the Tier 3 behavior, follow the BIP accommodations and extra praise, one-to-one para support with assignment and frequent breaks. Also, that student could possibly be one that could be a helper during certain parts of the presentation and those kind of things. The student who has accommodations to be read to orally, we would have support staff or yourself. The teacher sit next to the student or group of students and read each section out loud to them, or create an online template of the graphic organizer and have them use text to speech applications to read to them. And for the student that requires you to scribe all written assignments, either sit by the student and scribe their thoughts, or create an online template of the graphic organizer and have them use a speech to text application. So our assessment of this lesson plan will be the template that we have sent out, the graphic organizer that we have sent out. They will be assessed on how thoroughly their understanding of the habitats that the animals live in. They will be able to utilize books in the classroom, presentations shared with them, as well as the internet to look up extra facts. And the completeness of the graphic organizer will allow us to know how much more time needs to be spent in this area, or if we're ready to move on. And our concluding assignment after this, the students will use the information they collected in their graphic organizer to write a 5-paragraph research paper. And then the research paper will allow the students to demonstrate their understanding of making observations to compare diversity, research and writing projects, and gather information from provided sources. So this is our presentation, and thank you very much.